3 came from defenders, 1 came from the sweeper, and 3 points came from Sean Cavanagh coming forward.
Joe, you look a bit pensive after that match.
Well, I mean, I want nothing to do with that, to be quite honest. I think it's a disgrace.
Why?
I think it's absolutely disgraceful.
Why?
And then, Mickey Hart jumping up and down and cheering and smiling afterwards as if they've achieved something good. I'll tell you what they've achieved. They've achieved something absolutely rotten. And they're becoming a template for clubs and for counties all over the country now. Young teams going out, an under-16 match on Wednesday night. 2 sweepers methodically pulling down the opposing team as they're coming up the field. This is how you do it, you get the job done. This is the new language. The euphemism for cheating is closing the game out. What Sean Cavanagh did, I cannot believe that somebody awarded him the man of the match. That was a total and absolute disgrace. That's the antithesis, hold on, of what Gaelic games are about. You're supposed to be able to look your opponent in the face. What do we teach kids? Respect for yourself. Respect for your opponent. I take an under-12 team. If any of them did that, they wouldn't play for the team again. And yet, hold on, yet this is being touted around the country. And people are saying things like, well, it's within the rules, they're only up. It's not within about it. I mean, nobody has stood up for Tyrone more during the 2000s than I have in this studio, when they were getting all sorts of abuse from you and from you. But I'll tell you this, I'll not be standing up for that. That's an absolute disgrace. And the casual way that it's done last week they dragged down the young Meath fellow when he was through from it. Drag him down. That's how you do it. Wallace only got the goal because he escaped the rugby tackle. Today, Sean Cavanagh, who is a brilliant footballer, but I tell you what, you can forget about Sean Cavanagh as far as he's a man. What he did there tonight was a total and absolute obscenity. Hold on, let me finish the point. McManus gets the ball. He decides, I can break through here, I can score a goal. He shows a sense of adventure. He beats the first man, he's through. What happens? He's just dragged down to the ground. And I'll tell you what, the black card's only the start of an absolutely urgent process that's required. There is no, hold on, there is no sport. There is no sport.
I have to pick you up on
I'll tell you something, there is no sport, no other sport apart from Gaelic games where that is permitted. It's an absolute disgrace. I tell you, I want nothing to do with that.
I have to bring it back here to Sean Cavanagh. The Monaghan player was running through. Sean Cavanagh fouled him.
He rugby tackled him to the ground.
After he fouled him, Sean actually did that. He looked around and he said, basically, I couldn't do anything else. The guy was going to go through and score.
Let's forget about that. Here, we'll forget about
Michael, can I say something?
We'll forget about practice. We'll forget about all the values of sportsmanship. Let them play rugby league. Just let them play rugby league.
Are you finished?
Can we speak?
And
you boys were not in that league column. Let's be fair about it. The game was played hard. It wasn't played like that. That's treacherous. Let us respond.
What Joe is saying is true, but cynic and football has always been present in the game. If any other county team were in the same position as Sean Cavanagh there in that position, every one of the other fellas would have shouted at him, take him down, don't let him get a goal. I don't know, Joe, you haven't lived in the real world. I know Tyrone have brought it to a different level, but there is no other team in the country, or no other team in the past who would have allowed Kieran McManus to solo through.
Nobody would ever
stick the ball in the net. It has certainly gone to a different level now.
I played against hard Tyrone teams, very, very, very hard Tyrone teams. Well, a lot of better men that are playing out there today. Played against them, and that was never done to me. Boys like Faye Devlin from Arbroath and that were hard men, but they played the bloody game fair, and you could sit and have a pint with them. How could anybody go and sit and have a pint with those boys after that? It's an absolute outrage, and it's totally the opposite of what sports should be.
You've made your point. Thank you. Pat.
I know I've been critical for many years of this style of football, because it's a system that's set up to stop the opposition from playing primarily. Now, while I was making that point for years, Joe has been advocating that this modern system, this is what football is all about.
There's a difference between the system and that behaviour there.
Now, what did we see there? Did I see a really cynical game of football? Did I see something that was really rotten today that I haven't seen all year? No, I didn't. I didn't see anything different. If I was managing a team, Michael, if I was managing a team and one of my defenders allowed a fella to run through unopposed and shoot a goal without being pulled down, you'd be absolutely banjaxing him. So the bottom line is, Michael, cynicism.
We'll watch something else in future.
Cynicism.
Tell the children to play tennis or something.
Well, every team is, Michael, every team is cynical. Maybe some teams are more cynical than others, but the bottom line, every county, every club practices cynicism to some degree.
Right, lads, listen, we better move on and leave this match. Tyrone are into the All-Ireland semi-final. For what it's worth, Joe, I don't agree with you about Sean Cavanagh, but anyway.
He's a
we're going on to the second of the All-Ireland football.
You don't agree with the evidence of your own eyes.
We'll join Dublin or Cork. That's our next game, and it's coming up shortly.